students of Reddit, what was your school's big scandal? There was a white kid who had a black baby mannequin to take care of for a week for some project to see if he would be a responsible parent. He hung the baby on a tree outside of the school, expelled and made news on the local paper. Beside that, not much. I was given a black baby for what sounds like the same assignment and was called Obama's father for about 2 days. We had those, and they look real from a distance. We had some kids tie this to the front bumper of their car and drive around town. They got stopped by the police and failed the project, which meant retaking the class. Not sure if anything else happened to them. We had this, but our teacher never tried to spin it as responsibility. She specifically meant it to show us how poopy it is to take care of a newborn. The damn thing had sensors to not shake or squeeze it, and it'd start crying at random intervals. The longest break was like 2 hours. Trying to sleep sucked, and you'd have to push these cards into a slot in the back and record what happened at what hour. My high school did a block lunch where everyone ate lunch at the same time instead of separating them into A, B, C lunches. Because our cafeteria couldn't fit the entire student body, it was normal for kids to be eating in the hallway, on the floor, or at tables all throughout the school. One day during lunch, unbeknownst to the staff and student body, our app decided to hold a lockdown drill. He got on the intercom and told everyone there was an active shooter in the cafeteria in order to see how kids would react had it been a real shooting. Turned into pure anarchy. Kids calling 911, running out of school, and not returning to class after the drill was over. Kids having anxiety attacks while hiding in classrooms. Dying calls from students to parents. It was pretty bad. Should I mention how this was 2 days after the Parkland shooting? At the end of my senior year, we had bomb threats about 2 to 3 times a week. One of them was written in lipstick on the mirror of one of the girls' bathrooms. It said, "Bomb Manana." It was so ridiculous. Stuff like this had us standing out in a grass field for hours while the police checked the building. Edit. This was in Florida. We probably didn't go to the same school. I'd be surprised if anyone from that podunk *** school was on Reddit. A bunch of seniors were having a graduation party in the woods. One of them passed out drunk, rolled into a 6-inch deep culvert and drowned. They didn't notice he died until morning. Our female pet teacher in 6th grade was caught touching the girls. Then, a male high school pet teacher and wrestling coach got busted for PRN and touching kids and set himself on fire in his home. I was in the showers are no longer mandatory, and please wear swim trunks in the pool generation. Even as a kid I could tell something was wrong with both of them, and now looking back, I wonder how many social cues I missed. Like if I was an unaware daydreaming kid and still felt weirded out, what would have registered as an adult? Or one of the kids' parents? Even hearing stories about the female pet teacher always had me thinking other adults don't do these things, why does she? Nobody who would ever harm a kid would walk into a private room full of naked kids, right? Jesus freak. And not just that, to scout leaders, 2 priests, 2 doctors and a cop, and however many clergy the church was covering up for. And for such a small town, all of us were so close together and everyone around us were freaking monsters. I'm pretty sure my high school English teacher had serious relationships with at least 5 girls from junior to senior year. And that's just who I knew. I can't imagine however many others I never heard about. Like, locked door lunches, type deal. Girl attempted Sudoku in the girls' bathroom. Guy got caught having S*** with a teammate in the locker room after practice. 3 girls caught snorting cocaine in the bathroom. Someone was boinking a teacher, but we never found out who. Teacher resigned. Someone put red hots in the hand dryer in the boys' bathroom, and it caught fire. 4 years of school, 3 fire alarm pulls. Growing up in a 3K population town in the middle of freaking nowhere was crazy as hell sometimes. These events were over my 4 years of high school. A woman with severe medical issues, both physical and mental deficiencies, snuck away from her group home and hid in the broom closet of our cafeteria for 2 days. She ate all of our garlic bread, took someone's jacket, and walked out 36 hours later. This was in 2007. We didn't have cameras or anything and no one saw her go in or out. They only knew she was there because the jacket had the name of the high school, and when she was found she straight up told the police she had been hiding in there for 2 days. The group home said she had been missing for roughly a day and a half. Parents were upset obviously, but nothing changed until last year when the school shut down due to low attendance admission enrollment. My sophomore year of high school, the gym teacher's brother gets hired as the computer teacher. Nice guy, was personable, not as much as his brother but still. 2/3 through the year he just vanishes and most of the teachers don't want to talk about it. Eventually it gets out that when he was in college, the computer teacher got into a barroom brawl. During the brawl he took a pool ball, put it inside of a sock, swung it and smashed a guy in the head with it. The guy who got it had permanent brain damage. The school found out midway through the year and that is why they let him go. In my senior year, one of the popular football players was put down while he was driving drunk. It was obviously big news on campus, and just a few days after, the school had this giant memorial on our football field dedicated to talking about how great of a guy he was and how he'll be dearly missed. He also got like 5 consecutive pages in our yearbook dedicated to him. But not long before his death, a less popular band student had committed Sudoku and his Sudoku didn't receive nearly as much coverage. He didn't get a giant memorial and he didn't get mentioned in our yearbook. One girl made this giant rant about this double standard on Facebook, and it went viral around our campus. Our school was split. Some people praised her for pointing it out, others were pissed and said that what she did was inappropriate. Even one of my English teachers defended the football player. She said that his death was a tragic accident, whereas the band student chose to Sudoku, and that there's a big difference. This girl went on to leave the school because she was getting Sudoku threats from friends of the football player, and our entire campus was completely divided over this whole incident. Not that juicy, but the basketball coach slash gym slash SE ed teacher was a teacher who clearly hated working with wee little dudes like us, so some of us did some investigating how he came to be our phys ed teacher. Turns out he had been a basketball coach for one of the top university teams in the country just 5 blocks away from our school, but he violated ethics codes by playing players who were academically unable to play, and had evidence of him talking to professors about their grades. Got sacked, and our high school basketball scholarship slash private type jumped at the opportunity to pick up a coach banned from university leagues. Of course he'd have to run gym class and teach 13-year-olds about their changing bodies as well. Guy really lucked out. Teacher and student were arguing about something. Student got in teacher's face. Teacher yelled at him to get out. Student said no. Teacher spat in student's face. Student pushed him against blackboard. Video ends. This class was hella annoying though. There are so many videos about them harassing the teacher. One guy rolled a cig in class next to the teacher. I think he was expelled, and multiple students as well. I'm out of school now, but in high school it was discovered that a student had attempted to print the statistics exam to study before the test. This was found out in the morning when the teachers went into the math office, put more paper in the printer, and out came the exam that the stats teacher did not print. Now, cheating at my high school was punishable by expulsion, so the teachers all flipped out. This was fall exams, so we had a whole year of school assemblies where we all got talked to. I was a sophomore at the time and only seniors took stats, but they were basically trying to get anyone who knew something to talk. No one ever said a word. No one guy got in trouble. Nothing. We even talked about it after the seniors graduated and no one knew anything. So either someone is amazing at keeping secrets or the stats teach printed it by accident and didn't realize and found in the morning because the printer ran out of paper. So on the day ahead of a huge event that was going to happen in the auditorium of our school, someone pissed on the audio equipment in the auditorium of our school and it ended up not working anymore. The principal announced that anyone who was a witness and who could tell them who culprit is would receive €500 from the school. Turns out it was someone from our neighboring class, and probably 8 to 10 guys from that class went into the principal's office to rat him out and receive the money. Just that the majority of them who went there were just claiming to have witnessed it to receive money as well. The guy got expelled from school and had to pay for new audio equipment, which was probably at least around 3,000, 4,000 euro. Though IDK whether everyone who ratted him out ended up receiving the 500 euros or not. 3 popular students from my high school were drinking and driving and speeding around town. Eventually they drove into a tree doing 120 km/h and they all died on impact. 3 pages in the yearbook, an assembly, counseling, memorial, and a day off from school for 3 guys who endangered the lives of others. About 6 months later a student got hit by a car speeding through the school zone while he was crossing the street. This kid wasn't popular by any means, mostly kept to themselves, but he was a nice guy and was really into music and computers. Not a single mention in the yearbook, no announcement, no assembly, no counseling for the people that knew him, no memorial, nothing. It became very apparent the popularity contest among teachers and the favoritism they showed the more popular students. The principal actually had to step down the year after I graduated due to her personal interests conflicting with her professional responsibilities.